As the summer heat intensifies, so does the anticipation for one of the most thrilling events in sports entertainment, SummerSlam. It is the biggest event on the WWE Premium Live Event calendar, not named WrestleMania. And over the years, many wrestlers have returned at the event. And as we gear up for another scorching edition of SummerSlam, let's take a thrilling trip down memory lane to relive the top 10 jaw-dropping returns that sent shockwaves through the wrestling world. Last year, Bayley came back after a year out of action due to an injury. She came out to confront Bianca Belair, who had just defeated Becky Lynch and retained her Raw Women's Championship. What made her return special was that she wasn't alone. Io Sky and Dakota Kai also made their entrances with the role model, aligning themselves with Bayley and forming Damage Control. Unfortunately, Bayley didn't benefit much from the group and failed to capture the Women's Championship. Another wrestler who returned last year at SummerSlam was Edge. The rated R superstar was exterminated by his own disciples from his own group, the Judgment Day, a few months earlier, and he wanted to make them pay for their actions. The members of the group, Finn Balor and Damian Priest, were facing Rey and Dominic Mysterio at the event. Edge came out, speared them both, and cost them the match, with Rey getting the pin for the win. Sweet revenge. Speaking of Rey Mysterio, he also had a triumphant return at the SummerSlam event in 2007. The Master of the 619 suffered an unfortunate injury at the hands of Chavo Guerrero. With his knee severely damaged, many speculated whether the high-flying luchador would ever step foot in the ring again, but when Rey returned at SummerSlam 2007, the arena erupted. His first match back was against the very man who caused his injury, Chavo Guerrero, and the Hall of Famer emerged victorious. Not only Rey, but SummerSlam 2007 featured another return as the Game, Triple H, came back after a lengthy absence. He was on the sidelines for 7 months after tearing his right quadriceps in the World Tag Team Championship, featuring himself and Shawn Michaels against Rated RKO at New Year's Revolution 2007. 7 months later, at SummerSlam, he returned to in-ring action against King Booker. It was the Game's night, and he did the easy work of Booker, which wasn't shocking. What was shocking, though, was Daniel Bryan joining Team WWE against Team Nexus at SummerSlam 2010. Bryan was fired from the WWE for choking Justin Roberts during the Nexus debut, which management thought was too violent. But a few months later, WWE brought him back as he joined Team WWE, led by John Cena, against the very team he made his debut with. Throughout the match, Daniel displayed his wrestling ability. Although he wasn't the last man standing, his career soared to new heights after this. Just a year later, at SummerSlam 2011, we witnessed the return of Kevin Nash. That happened after the main event match between CM Punk and John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship. Nash laid out the winner, Punk, with his jackknife powerbomb in his first SummerSlam appearance in 8 years, allowing Mr. Money in the Bank, Alberto Del Rio, to cash in and win the championship. No one believed what just happened as Nash did his job and walked out. His return to WWE wasn't successful as Nash disappeared a few months later. On the other hand, there has never been an unsuccessful return from The Undertaker. And one of his best returns was at SummerSlam 1994. The dead man was out for 7 months after his casket match loss to Yokozuna at the 1994 Royal Rumble. In the meantime, a doppelganger emerged, claiming to be The Undertaker. The Phenom wasn't going to let this happen, and he finally came back at SummerSlam to end the story of the fake Undertaker. Another big SummerSlam return happened in 2021 when the man, Becky Lynch, came out to challenge Bianca Belair. This was the first time since she announced that she was pregnant and relinquished her Raw Women's Championship to Asuka, who won the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match in 2020. Nevertheless, a year later, Lynch returned to WWE and stopped Bianca Belair's dominant run as SmackDown Women's Champion. Not only this, but Becky also turned heel for the first time since 2018. In the main event of the same show, we saw Brock Lesnar come out to confront Roman Reigns. Brock hadn't been seen since Drew McIntyre took his WWE Championship at WrestleMania 36. And when he came out at SummerSlam 2021, the crowd went crazy as his return was unannounced. He sported a new look with a ponytail and a beard, which gave him a different personality, and for the first time in 18 years, he turned face, restarting his storied feud with the Chief. The era of the Tribal Chief started at SummerSlam 2020 when Roman Reigns finally returned after months. Roman attacked The Fiend just moments after he won the Universal Championship from Braun Strowman. He then attacked the monster of all monsters, turning heel for the first time in his solo career. A week later, he aligned himself with Paul Heyman and went on to win the Universal Championship at Payback, and he still holds the title 3 years later. This heel turn was the best thing to happen to him, as it gave him an edge and allowed him to be himself. SummerSlam 2020 will always be the turning point in Roman Reigns' career. That's gonna do it for our list. Please let us know what you think in the comments.